Perfect. What's going on, good people? It's your boy, Gaming Dad, and I'm back. Or another. Oh, come back on. Gotta cut it off. All right. Off it goes. Once again, what's going on, good people? Happy Monday to all my people out there. Another day, another week, another not lackluster. I wouldn't call it lackluster week. I guess, we've been spoiled when it comes to news. And so when the news ain't like over the top, we be like, hey, it's okay. But it got some pretty good news. I mean, I want to talk about Nintendo because you know what? I was just looking at Spawnway. He just put out a video probably about 2 hours ago, and it was like Nintendo is at a pivotal point. And I think we all kind of been saying it. We've been talking about the last couple of weeks how like this next really from this time into next year for Nintendo is going to be huge, But we looked at the NPD sales, and it tells the tape. So you know what? Just right now though, I think Nintendo has nothing to worry about. I think they're gonna have a big Christmas. I think when you look at like November and December sales, I still think Nintendo is probably going to win November and December. Just because of just the games they have. Period, but the big point that Spawnway brought up earlier that I have to agree with is like, they just run out of people to sell them things to. I mean, we get, I think Nintendo announces, their next quarterly financial report on November, I think the 8th. So, we got some stuff to look forward to on the Nintendo front. But once again, it's like, if everybody's still playing this same old Switch, and if y'all seen the listen, I would challenge y'all, go out and watch the reviews of Alan Wake. Oh man, that game looks so bad. That game looks like the cutscenes look like, all right, it's decent, good quality. But man, when you get to the gameplay, I thought I was playing GoldenEye. that's how they faces look. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was like, remember like the original Max Payne on like PS2. The graphics is terrible. It's terrible. Why did they put this game out? They knew it was terrible. That's why they just shallow dropped it with no press. It was absolutely horrendous. Go look at some of them videos. You can be like, man, what? What's going on, Basil YT? You know what? One thing I do like about Steam is like if you put a game in your Steam list, all of a sudden you get like a little random text message. Oh man, please don't have me verify this information. But I do like how Steam just pops up different stuff. You know, like, hey, you know what? We got this going on sale. Steve M, listen, all right, I know I'm about to get clowned, but I don't care. Steve M, I still have your winnings from last week. You know, and I was looking at the screen today. I said, oh man, let me go out there and take care of it right now before the show starts. But then my wife took my car. I was like, oh, no. So don't worry, I'm gonna send it tonight. I promise you. Oh man. Okay, hold on. Persona. I wonder what they're trying to show me. All right, well, I'll come back to this. But let's get into who's here, who's not. Go through the comments real quick. We got, hey Candy, how you doing? How you doing? Candy, you know, I still got to send you some money, Candy. I'm slipping. Please forgive me. It's basketball season, and this year instead of being an assistant coach, I'm head coach. I'm head coach of middle school, and so it's a little different. You know, I don't know if I like all this extra responsibility. CMG, what's going on, my guy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know, for it to be, it's cool. Like it's kind of cool outside, but it's like, man, it's always. I hate this room, man. It's like the temperature can't just get right. Steve, what's going on, my guy? D1, what's going on, man? Welcome back. We said, oh, I finally made it to another one on time. Wait, man, welcome, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gaming Dad, what's going on, my guy? Oh, hit that like button. All right, bet that. We need to all hit that like button for your boy Gaming Dad. Hey, Samantha, how you doing? Samantha Dub in the building. Oh, Gaming Dad said good evening, too. All right, we'll go right back at you, Gaming Dad. Right back at you. Hey, Geeky, we missed you last week. I'm glad you back. MC Cataract. CMG said what's up to the chat. My boy Basil YT in the building. Steve M. Alan Wake looks bad because it wasn't a good port. The Switch is capable of better than that. Yes. You know what? Listen, when you look at games like, I look at games that's like natively built for the Switch, that's third party. Like Monster Hunter was like super good. You know, I can't put Nintendo's first parties in there because they're just a different breed. But when you look at third party games, my eye is definitely extra skeptical now when it comes to Switch, because I can definitely get a better experience on my Steam Deck if I just have to have a third party game. So that's one thing about the Switch, that they're gonna have to release something, because you can get games like Alan Wake, man. It's like, man, I won't buy no third party games on the Switch. I'd be like, I'm really questioning, like, I don't know. I think I can wait. I think, but you know what? I think with stuff like this here and these MPD numbers, and I think the chip shortages is starting to fade. I think now is a good time, or not now, but beginning of the year is a good time to say, hey, we got a new system coming out. Bam. You know, this, and it can't be a long wait for it. I wouldn't give it no more than 2 months. If I was Nintendo, I'd be like, we're announcing, here it is. Because I think the sales are going to they're going to dip even harder after the new year. If they don't have something ready to go, like at the beginning of the year, that early January, the sales of the Switch is going to start tapering. I mean, fast. Because at this standpoint, man, it's like it's not too many people that don't have a Switch. You know what? And even if you look at it from a standpoint of like, you know, how many, like we don't even know the sales, so I can't even tell you where they're probably at. They're probably maybe at like, I don't know. I don't even know where they currently at, but they can very well be over like, at 110, 150 million. And that's a lot. That's a lot of systems, man, to be out in the wild. But I don't know, man. We have to wait and see. But yeah, Alan Wake, man, it was bad. It was, I mean, like extremely bad. I mean, I'm telling you, when you watch the video, you can be like, man, nope. Steve M said Persona 5 World turned out great at least rather. You know what? I'm going to stay away from Persona 5. Not because I don't want to play it. It's just that what do you like what game coming out that you pull away time from? It's like, I mean, we're gonna blink. God of War is gonna be here. Um I did not pick up Uncharted yet, but I am picking up Uncharted on the Steam Deck. Sparks of Hope is out. Um, the reviews for that, I mean, it look a little different. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna wait on Sparks of Hope, but I'm more high on Sparks of Hope than I wasn't. Yeah, man. Ooh, man. I'm sorry to keep going back to Alan Wake, man, because it's bad. All right. Steve M says, I hope the Silent Hill 2 remake will come to Steam Deck. I I, I think it is. I think Steam was one of the systems, at least PC. So if it come to PC, I think it's a good time to come to Steam. I think a game like that though, I want to play on my I want to play on my big screen TV. Like like Steam got a wonderful deal, wonderful sales right now for Resident Evil games. I think you get Resident Evil 2 remake for like $11.99. Can't beat that. And I want to pick that up, but I mean, I don't want to play it on my Steam Deck though. Just like certain games on my Steam Deck that I want to play on I don't want to play on the TV. Then Resident Evil, them types of games, Resident Evil 4 remake looks, oh my goodness, looks so good. But I want to play them games on my TV. I do. I don't want to play it on nothing else. Alex, what's going on, my guy? He said, man, I'm going to wait for a sale for Gotham Knights. Poor Gotham Knights, man. I mean, really poor Gotham Knights. That's all I can say, man. It's been getting really, really, really smashed around here. But you know what? One thing about Gotham Knights that I saw, they was able to get it to run, I think it's like what, 40, did they get to 40 frames per second? It was like 35 frames per second pretty steadily in that game kind of. So if you own it on a PC, you might get some hope, but I mean, 30 frames per second ain't bad. It just when you know what, when you play, okay, I can't speak for everything, but when I play Mad, I would go back to this here. When I play 2K on the Switch at 30 frames and I go to 2K at 60 frames, it's like night and day. It's like, why even waste your time? So I wouldn't know. Yeah, that poor Gotham Knights. That's all I got to say. But I'm with you on that one, Alex. I'm going to wait as well. There'll be a sale. There'll be a Black Friday sale if I pick up Gotham Knights. It is because it's too many other games coming out within this small circle. You got Sonic, you got God of War, you got Modern Warfare. You got some heavy hitters coming in this next month, and I'm just not like, oh my goodness, I just gotta no. I got games in my back catalog that I would prefer to play than some of these other games. So CMG says, to be honest, after I got the Steam Deck, I won't play any AAA games on the Switch anymore. Only Nintendo games. God, oh my. And the bad part about it, man, listen, I feel pain on that. I do. It's like, you know what? Sometimes this is it for me. You can have a game that's evenly matched graphically between the Steam Deck. Gotta look at Nier Automata. Because Nier Automata on the Switch is a phenomenal port. They did an excellent job. And it's not, I mean, and it's close in parity with, if you played it on the Steam Deck. But I still prefer to play it on Steam Deck because of the load time. That load is so fast. It's like, ooh, okay, good. Like, for instance, Tunic. I haven't pulled the trigger on Tunic on the Switch because I think if I wait, I'm gonna get a better deal on Steam and it's gonna be running at 60 frames per second. It's gonna look beautiful. So I don't know, man. It's a hard decision, but you know what? That's one thing. RGT85 said something that was, that I agree with. It's like the Steam Deck is a great companion to the Switch because the Switch is going to give you the best of everything Nintendo has to offer, and that Steam Deck is going to, it's, all your third party hitters, like playing, like once they get the battery thing solved, man, this thing is going to be a monster. I mean, that, like, to be really, really honest, that thing is going to be a monster once it makes that transition and give us about 4 to 5 hours of battery life. At its current state, it's still good. So, but if you give it a better battery and it's a little bit more processing power and a cooler fan, the fan is not that bad. Well, people make it say, "Oh my god, the system runs so hot." Yeah, but it's not like the end of the world. I'm not putting the system to my face, but it still runs, fairly well. But when they saw that battery issue, I'm gonna keep saying that. Nintendo better. That's why I'm looking forward to what Nintendo has next. I'm really looking forward to that. So you know what? Listen, Nintendo's average historically is the 6th year. They're typically done. I mean, so next year will be 2023. It will come March. It will be Nintendo will be in its 6th, going into its 7th year. Historically, after 6 years, they're onto a new system. Historically, they've said multiple times they're going off and to say, you know what, we're going to do we're going to extend the market. Is there a legit possibility that we get a brand new Switch, Super Switch 2? Just a whole, generation bump? Or do Nintendo just give you a little Pro? Do they? I mean, I don't know. It's like, before, it's so hard to call this because of where they at. But now they got, they got legit competition. I mean, the PlayStation is starting to sell. They starting to keep a steady stock. And if they got a steady stock here in America, you know what? One thing the president of Nintendo said they didn't want to do is lose momentum. And so I think going into Christmas holiday, they don't really have a whole lot of bangers to say, oh, I mean, I just, I gotta have a Switch this year. I mean, Bayonetta looks good, and I'm picking it up on was it Friday? On Friday, I think it comes out. And but beyond that, what is there else? You know what? I'm hoping that we maybe get GoldenEye in December, which would be dope. I'll be happy with that. But still, there's no besides, well, yeah, Pokemon, but it's still not a lot. And to me, there's not a big marketing push. If I wonder why Nintendo is not pushing the envelope on some of these games for this upcoming holiday. So back to my original statement, like, hey, does Nintendo, do they just come out with a Pro? I think economically it's the better move to come out with a Pro, but it's not the move I would want. I'm thinking at this stage, I would want this new iteration. I mean, especially going on 7 years, the PlayStation 5 is picking up steam, so you better do something to slow it down or put yourself in a position to become evenly matched, at, so I would like to hear what some of you guys have to say on that. Let me go back to some of these comments. Yeah, exactly. You know what? Alan Wake definitely confirms that. You know what? Because when you look at that port, it's like when it comes to third party games, it's like, man, I gotta question it every time. I gotta see a review. I can't just go out there and jump on it because it's on the Switch because I have something to satisfy that portable third party itch, and that does it very very well. You know what? And also gives me a PlayStation Vita and an Xbox system all wrapped into one. It does so many things. Steve says Wario 64 is tweeting some links to good deals on Steam Deck games, God of War and Death Stranding. Okay, hold on. What's a good deal, and where do I get it from? Because I still haven't picked up God of War, but I want God of War on my Steam Deck. But I was like, man, I gotta wait for a sale. I was like, I can't see myself paying $50 when I already own the game. CMG said it's just not a powerful now to handle those games. Yeah, you know what? The more and more this generation stretches, Nintendo is going to continuously have these problems. And you know what? And this is a side note. You know what happened to Panic Button? I haven't seen a game from them in I don't know how long. The new king has been virtual. Everybody virtuals. But where's Panic Button? Panic Button used to be like the stuff. When they dropped something, buddy, you was like, oh man, it's on and popping. But we just don't have that. Yeah, so Nintendo just at a point, man, and we talked about it enough last week, but they're at a point, man, where they're gonna have to do something, and that's why I think like this guarantees that we get a new system, and I think it's gonna be earlier than we probably expected. I think it's maybe like that March, April. I don't think they wait for Zelda. I don't think they wait for Zelda to release this game, but if they did, it'd be great. I was, yeah. Listen, you talking language I can't understand. I was AFK. Woody though. I don't. I don't know what you're saying to me. Somebody please translate this. Can I translate this D1? Sorry, I ain't young D1. I'm old. No, I'm not gonna claim that either. I'm an older guy. Huh. If my grandmother was alive, she'd probably be laughing at me right now because for my anniversary this past year, my wife got me some time at the give me some I guess some self love time, and I never go to a barber. I always used to come on here, shave my own beard. I've been cutting hair for years, so she finally got me to a barber, and he did my beard, and so she convinced me to get my beard dyed because usually right now I'm looking like Grandpa, ho ho ho, like Santa Claus almost. But after I got it done one time, I was like, oh man, I look like I'm in my 30s. Let's keep this party going. So I've been dyeing my beard. But my grandmother used to dye her hair all the time. All the time. She was old school dyeing her hair, though. I don't got an old school. I had to get a new kind of like dye that's like not really messy. It kind of just blends in with your regular beard. It's nice. D1 says, I'm only late 30s. What you mean? Oh man, see if you late 30s, your boy is like late 40s. But what is what up though? What up though? What up though? I don't know what you're trying to say when I'm on D1. I'm sorry. All right, good people. Let's get into it. I'll make sure I get everybody before I pull off on the board. D1 on the board, CMG on the board, Steve M, Candy, Samantha, Geeky. Gotcha. We all on the board. You know what's a really good movie, man? Polar Express is a really good movie, man. I just want to say that. I don't know why that came to my head. I was transporting a kid today, and I let her watch that, and you just tend to forget how good movies are. So starting off with a random story. Let me get over here to my spot. Hi, there we go. Man, listen, I saw this here. And you know what? And just want to start off, man, but giving them a hand clap. I like to see when old games, man, get that true love, man. And Shredder's Revenge, man, is to me a really, really good old school game, man. Super fun, man. It's one of the games you can play over and over again, over and over again. But for them to gain $22 million in revenue, man, my hats off to them. When good gaming companies make good games, you want to see them get rewarded, and you won't, because if they get rewarded, they're more in they're more inclined to create new games that have we just want them to continue to make good games. That's at the end of the day. So shout out to them. Kiki says, "I love Polar Express. Yeah, it's like it's such a good all around movie. Like me and my family, probably about my kids, probably about 5 years ago. You can go. They have the actual Polar Express in South Carolina. They probably have them in other places across the country. I wouldn't doubt it. But they have one in South Carolina, and we went there and rode the actual train and everything. And they feature hot chocolate and they sing the songs, and it was pretty. It was dope. I mean, I don't know if my kids wouldn't be up to it going again because they are older, but I mean, it was a good time for them. I think they was like, you know, like 10 or 11 down to like I think my son might have been like 7 years old. So he really was all into it. But good experience, man. Good experience. I would challenge anybody to do it. Uh, D1 said, "Okay, what up? What's up?" You know, heard Midwest people say that. Oh man, you know what? Oh, what up? Oh, okay, all right. Look, I mean, I'm from the Midwest. I just never seen it spelled that way. I've been in the South too long. Who said? D1 said, "What's up, Geeky? Are you refraining from the simulated slander in this chat?" Oh, but yeah, man, it's that time of year, man, where it's time to watch some good old. Um, it's time to watch Charlie Brown over and over again. But Polar Express, man, it's such a good movie. Yeah. So shout out to the makers of Shredder's Revenge, 22 million profit. Can't beat that. Am I in the right spot? I don't think I'm in the right spot. Let me get to my stories that I have said. I'm not gonna spend too much on this here. Because everybody has beat this horse. I mean, super down. But like I said before, man, um, you can pay me. I'll voice act. You can pay me $4,000 a session. I mean, she got offered quite a bit of money for 4 days of work. I I still feel bad for her because she probably was acting out of emotions and I don't know if she's part of that. You know, she probably saw how much money they were making and felt like she was worth more than that she should get some points off of this. I don't know what she was thinking, but she pretty much just jumped off the cliff with her voice acting career. Man, I would be surprised if people would even think twice about bringing her on for whatever reason. So yes, definitely wasn't the smartest move, but that was a dumb move. I'm sorry. She was a dummy. I can't even. I then you backtracked and then you lied. It's like, oh man, yeah. People were probably sending her all kind of messages. But you know what? Either way go, that negative publicity, boy. I bet you Bayonetta sell about 4 million. People who never even thought about Bayonetta is probably going to buy this game. And with an install base of, I look at it like this: with an install base of 25 million plus over in Japan, I'm just talking about Japan alone, they're gonna eat this game up. I'm telling you, listen, it's gonna sell and sell just like Splatoon. It's gonna be Bayonetta Splatoon for the rest of this year over in Japan, and it's gonna be ugly. But yeah, without a doubt, I think about 4 million for this franchise is good for them. And but I don't. That's why how I look at a situation like this here with the whole chicken talking and oh they owe me more money and brought all this attention. She probably got some. She probably got some pay just to put herself out there like that. Wouldn't it benefit? Okay, I'm conspiracy theory a little bit, but wouldn't it? What would it cost? What you call it? Platinum Games to say, listen, we'll pay you $50,000. We want you to go ahead and put this lie out there. We're going to support it. You're going to be an enemy for a little while, but we're going to give you $50,000. You think Platinum Games would have did that? I mean, I've seen worse. So it would surprise me. Like 20 years from now, we look back and then somebody uncover like it was a fraud the whole time. It was a setup by Platinum Games. Because she kind of like tanked herself. She lied and backtracked. Only paid $4,000. I mean, just to come out of the blue. I mean, it was just like out of the blue. I'm just saying, man. People do crazy stuff. What's going on, GT? He said, working, but put me on the wheel. I could do that. GT in the building. Chung Cheetah King. Hang on, a gorilla. Voodoo. Right there for my magic. Gaming Dad on the board tonight. He said, you think Platinum Games has 50K? I think they got 50K. They got 50K to bribe them. Listen, they're gonna get some kickback from this. Cause think about it, like I said, it would be logical. That's like a logical move for them to make. Hold on, let me see if I can get this over here. Right there. There we go. I think it's logical for them to make that kind of decision. You got a franchise, so you got a good game, and you might only sell 1 million. But prior to that decision, they probably get another 1 million people buying that game. So if you spend 50K and then you end up making 60 million off of it, I think it's a possibility. Like I said before, man, I've seen worse. And Platinum Games, they need one. They need one. So, oh, I see. You think they bribed her with the 50K? Yeah. I think it was like, hey, this is what we want you to do. It's a wonderful setup, though. I mean, look how many thirsty. They took advantage. They said, listen, we get too many thirsty gaming fans out here. These thirsty YouTube. They just want to make some money or some news. Donald Trump probably saying, Nancy, I told you this was fake news. This is fake news. See, you get some fake news going on, and people they're just hungry for something. Cause right now, I think about the gaming news is really, really dull right now. I mean, yeah, Resident Evil 4 looks phenomenal. God, that game looks so good. That game looks like I want to play it right now. But overall, man, like this lame story, because pretty much it was a lame story that was based upon a lie, dominated the video game scene for like the last week, almost 2 weeks. Just dominated the scene. And this will come, so it would not surprise me if years from now we found out the truth. I forgot Kenny. You said Kenny said Bayonetta, Splatoon, Pokemon. That's it. That's it for the rest of the year. Those are all the games we're gonna have to play. It's like, I don't know. All right, let me get back to some other stories. But that's all I wanted to speak on. Just letting that that was just wasn't the smartest move. But if they made it work for a while, they say, hey, you know what? We give you some coins. So she was offered 15K and said, nah, listen. But that's what I'm saying. Like, think about it. You put this random story out there. You know what? At the end of the day, who looks like the good guy? Platinum Games. They look like they came out winning in this story. They came out absolutely winning. But she looked like the dork, the dunce. She got a dunce cap on right now. So I wonder what I listen. This is the part I wonder. The 4K for a cameo. What kind of cameo would she have made? What part of the story that did not happen or could have happened That was not revealed. That's the part that gets me. I'm like, I want to know that. Oh yeah, it's definitely her fault. The whole situation is her fault. But man, I would have loved to see what would have transpired. Steam Deck docked ordered. I plan to hook that up to a projector in my bedroom. Oh man, that's a good decision, man. Make that 120 inch of magic happen in my bed. Oh man, my dock came in the other day, and I want to hook it up to my classroom. I want to see how good it looks. That's what my plan is tomorrow. Controversy sells and ain't getting no coin. Listen, that we know of. That's what I'm telling you, man. Listen, I hope I hope it was. We found out if not, this was the truth. It was all a setup, and she got some money. But if she did not, she just went off and just jumped off the cliff. Who just does that? I'm just gonna take my career. We're gonna just catapult up out of here. Then she's a whole dum dum. She's a dum dum diddy. Oh man, that just boy, that's not good. All right, so we kind of touched base on this earlier. U.S. MP3 sales, PlayStation 5 number one, FIFA 23 number one in games. But if I'm correct, I think when it came down to hardware sales, let's see. Okay, the Nintendo Switch came in second. I thought it came in third. But still, I want to know that. I wish they had like the actual numbers. So yeah, they talked about the software, but I want one day somebody to say, "Hey, these are actual U.S. numbers." I'm really, I'm really curious to see what we sold over here in America. But the best software in September in the U.S., of course, is going to be Madden, FIFA, NBA. That's no doubt because them sports seasons they all start around the same time. Of course, that's going to be hype. Splatoon 3 is still hanging tough in the U.S. I love that. The last was part one. Who else? I'm not buying that game early. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna lie to you because I love The Last of Us. I'm going to buy it. I didn't buy the remakes because I kept my PS3 because I was still, I will play it on there. But I'm gonna buy the part one Last of Us, the remake, whatever. But I'm gonna wait for it's gotta be a sale. It's gotta be like, okay, you can get it for $25 or $30. Then I might pick it up. Or I might just, really hold off and say, you know what? I know it's coming to Steam. I know without knowing. But I'm telling you, if I was a bet man, I'm like, yep, The Last of Us Part 1 is coming to Steam. It won't be this year. It won't be, I don't think it'll be next year. If it is, it's going to be late next year. Saints Row Reboot is still in the top 10. That's crazy. Elden Ring, boy. Mario Kart 8. You know what? It all fails, boy. Nintendo has how many people? How many? Nintendo got 2 native games in the top 10 in the US. Because that's another telltale sign. Only 2 games natively in the top 10 in the US when you got over it's probably over 50 million units here in America. That speaks volume to only have those in the top 10. Uh-oh. It's the best-selling Nintendo Switch games in September. Of course, it's Splatoon 3, Teenage Mutant Turtles Combat Collection, Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate is still selling. Kirby's Forgotten Land, Animal Crossing is still selling. Nintendo Switch Sports, of course, I'll tell you, Nintendo Switch Sports is going to be always selling. It's going to be in the top 20 for the next 2 or 3 years, easy. Especially if they come up with a Pro. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't even know what is JoJo Bizarre's Adventure All Star Battle. Don't even know what that is. I probably know if I see it. They got like a completely different girl. Yeah, and she got some talent from what I see. She's been like been working the scenes, but you know what? Too bad for that chick. She made a dumb move. Basil YT says, why would you connect a Steam Deck to a TV when it would look better from a PC? Steam Deck would look like a Switch compared to a PC. You know what? I don't know. Sometimes people, people might not have a PC or that monitor, so this might work for them. I have a Prometheum board in my room, and it's really like a board. It's really like pretty much a PC in itself, and so that's the reason why I bought the dock to connect it to my Prometheum board, not too much connected to my TV. Even though I'm going to connect it to my TV and see what it looks like because my TV is nice. But yeah, I mean I understand. I get what you're saying for that, but you know what? Sometimes people don't got PCs. Steve M poses a question. He says, should people buy a Steam Deck instead of a PS5? Yes. I'm going to say it again. Yes. To me, there's not enough PS5 exclusive games to warrant a PS5. But when you get a Steam Deck, you just open yourself up to so many games. It was like, I like the fact it's like games that I used to like on other systems, like my 360 or even the last generation Xbox One and PS4 that I'm able to play on the go. Like playing Shadow of Mordor on the go, it's like, dog, this was my game right here. I play this all day. So yeah, that's an easy question for me. Easy. Oh, listen, it's by far. I would convince anybody to get a 256 Steam Deck and get them and pay a little extra and get them a 1 terabyte card. You good. You solid. It's so many free to play games. There's so many games that got demos. I mean, you really don't need to buy nothing off the gate, but you're gonna want to buy something. But without a shadow of a doubt, to me, it's a better purchase this year. Now next year, you're gonna have Spider-Man 2, maybe some Wolverine. That's something to think about. But all the games that you want to play are coming to PC. You know what? You might want to just hold tight. You're gonna get it. GD. What is your thoughts on an Xbox handheld? My thoughts on Xbox handheld, it should have happened really 4 or 5 years ago. They should have had an Xbox handheld. I like the fact of these newer streaming handhelds, but I wish Xbox had one that was native to Game Pass. That means like just say for instance, if I had a Game Pass game, and if I want to download it and play, I should be able to download and play. I would pay $500 for a Xbox handheld that ran Game Pass games natively. Oh, I would do it in a heartbeat. Candy says I still want my my Pokemon Switch OLED. Did you pre-order one, Candy? So I think when Microsoft looks back, and Sony too, they're gonna look at like, you know what, they left money on the table by getting scared of Nintendo and their IPs. They left money on the table because in essence they could have very well did something like a Steam Deck and still been successful. What makes the Steam Deck really successful, to be honest, is the fact that it's like, it's all digital, but you don't lose nothing. Like I don't lose my games; they just carry over to the next system. That setup is wonderful. Now, can Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft match that? Yeah, but I sure enough wish they would have came out with a handheld. I think it could have been very competitive. Could you imagine a game, playing Halo on the go 4 or 5 years ago, or better yet, Gears of War? Love Gears of War. Basil YT says, no. If you like sports game, PC run of last gen graphics. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, I the Steam. I'm telling you, the Steam Deck does a great job for me. Is give me those experience on the go. And to be honest, I do I take my Steam Deck out of the house like that. I mean, I take it to my school, and you know, when classes is over at the end of the day, and I don't got to get up and go somewhere, I play a couple games of Madden, or I play me a game of 2K. You know what? It's that convenience. Um, but sometimes you're gonna find games that's on PC that's not on anything else, and you want to utilize it for that. So the Steam Deck to me just opens up a whole different market of gaming that I didn't have access to beforehand because I wasn't a PC gamer. So it's definitely that gateway drug into PC land. Katie says, "Nope, I missed out on all the pre-orders, but GameStop will have them on launch day. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. You want to get there before. If you're gonna get one, you gotta be there before they open up. Candy, you're gonna be in line." D1 says, "I'm in limbo waiting to see the next Steam Deck improvements versus the next Switch for purchasing." Oh man, listen, I ain't lying to you. I'm not in limbo. I will get them. I'm gonna get them both. I can tell you what. I want the next Steam Deck to be modular. I want them to be able. I want to be able to replace parts and upgrades, just like a PC. I wish this Steam Deck we have now was able to. I could be able to buy parts to really, saying make it like I want it. I want a better battery in that bad boy. But I digress. With the new Switch though, I just want to see. I want to see what the games look like. I'm most curious to see how these games act and run. And to me, if they came out with a Pro and they just did some basic things, you know what? Make current games and new games run at 60 frames per second via an update. All they gotta do is do an update and it should be able to do it natively. That's what I want. What's going on, Quay? Says, hey, what will push 2017 Switch units? Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition? Um, you talking about the red box? Okay, what would push red box Switch units? Yeah, they're gonna they're gonna have to have some form of special edition to make that thing, or a price drop. A price drop will really move those units. If they came out and said, you know what, we're gonna put the original the red box Switch on sale, and we're gonna set up for $279. That little price drop would push units because if people see any kind of sale, it's a sale. It's still kids. It's still a lot of kids out here who don't have a Switch, who don't even know what a Switch is. So it's some of them who are just finding out what a Nintendo Switch is and what it can do. It's still like this phantom device to a lot of kids. But it's starting to gain steam, man. Especially even in some of these poor community, they start like figuring out what the Nintendo Switch is. And when I tell them that you can get 2K on that, they're like, "What? 2K for real?" Like, yeah, for real. CMG says, "I want a new Switch, but Switch and Steam Deck is good enough for me. I don't have the money for all these games." I know, man. I know. What I listen, I do this thing. I get this thing on my phone. It's called Digit, and I like Digit because Digit help you save money. So you can create a different digit for different things you're trying to save for. So I created one for the Nintendo Switch Pro. So this way, when it comes out, it just don't hit me at once. And so it slowly but surely takes money out your account and put into like a saving space for you. And then when you need it, you just kind of just withdraw it back into your account. I think it's ingenious. It definitely helps out people like me who just like, forgets to save, or I look up and I have a couple digits set up and you're like, all right, I do one for Christmas every year. So it's easy for me to be able to buy gifts for Christmas. I like it's dope. So I know, right? It's got to be one or the other. That's why you say I can't split it. It's got to be. I got to either I'm gonna be all Nintendo or I'm gonna be all Steam Deck. Now, I'll tell you this much. It's hard for it. I couldn't make that kind of decision because I'm such a Nintendo fan. Like Breath of the Wild was like it's one of those. Breath of the Wild gives me the same feelings inside that Super Mario 64 did. It's just like, it was just so transformative. It's like, I wanted to play it, but you know what? I didn't want to beat it too fast. I was like, well, you know what? Let me go. You know what? It was just such a transformative game for me. Steve M says Persona 5 looks really good on the Switch OLED screen. So, Steve, this is a good question for you. How's the load times? 'Cause to me, that's like such a big thing for me. It's like I don't want to be. I hate getting games and I gotta sit there for 40 seconds. I think that's like way too long to be waiting for load scenes. Like, man, 40 seconds? Oh, it's like, nope, can't do it. 20 seconds is okay. That's decent. But 10 seconds is the greatest. Like, 10 or less. Like, oh man. Heaven must be like this. So I have Steam Deck. No. Oh, OG Switch. Oh man, that OG Switch, boy, it's hanging tough. We've all traded those bad boys in. I think the only kid in my house that got an OG Switch is my son Joshua. And I don't think he plays his OG Switch. He was playing his handheld. I just have the Nintendo Switch Lite. Was going for the OLED. Value dropped. You know what? You wouldn't be. Oh man, that's a. I don't know if I can recommend today, like right now. Could I recommend somebody upgrading to the OLED today? I can recommend you getting a used one. That I could. But to say, hey, you know what? Because I'm telling you, I truly believe at a minimum, we're getting a new system and we're going to get it. It's going to come before Zelda. And Zelda is what, May 12th? I mean, we're going to get a new system. It's like, how do I recommend that? Say, you know what, get this system here right now. I think in about 5-6 months you're gonna be pissed. You're like, dang man. I think about 4 months when they drop this release or they drop the trailer or what it's gonna be or when it's gonna drop, you're gonna be mad. Geeky says I upgraded to the OLED, no regrets. Listen. I was trying to get Geeky to upgrade when it came out. I was like, Geeky, this is where it's at. She was like, I don't know. I like my light. I'm a light girl. If Nintendo drops a new system or a better Switch that uses the same cartridge, I'll be sold. To be honest, I think it has to be in that same light. I don't think Nintendo drops a new system without having some form of backwards compatibility. So even a new system, even a Pro, it's going to be able to play those old games. They have too large of a. They would really anger their fan base. I don't think that happens. He says, "How late? How late? What? I don't. What do you mean? How late? D1? Give me some more info." Oh, like a few months ago. Yeah. So yeah, Geeky got hers like a few months ago. It wasn't very very long. Um. Okay. Listen. Let me see. Let me go ahead with Geeky on this one. I would tell you going from the light to the OLED, you're gonna be so happy. That screen on that OLED, buddy, is something. It just hit difference, man. I would definitely tell you that. Like, if you got the money, man, just understand you're probably gonna trade that bad boy back in. And you might lose a little bit, but I think it'd be worth it. Take it back yet. I would definitely get an OLED. You it's gonna be like somebody just took the took the covers off your eyeballs. You're like, that screen is beautiful. That OLED screen it's a beautiful experience to play games on that OLED. So yeah, I gotta agree with Geeky on this one. Had to revert, and I'm with Geeky on this one. She said, "I still wish we got an OLED light." I know one thing: if they come out and they announce an OLED light, excuse me, with the new Zelda, boy, you're gonna have people mad. Steve M says for $320, Nintendo is selling refurbished Switch OLEDs on their online store, which is not bad. That's not bad at all. That's that pretty much take care of your taxes. I'm telling you about this. Or depending on where you stay at. I'm telling you back. Depending on where you stay. Quay says, do you foresee a Switch Lite price drop soon? It won't be this Christmas. I don't think it'll be this Christmas. Even though if they did, they wouldn't have to drop it much. If they dropped it like $10 for the holidays, it would push system sales. But I don't see the Nintendo greedy, man. Those some greedy jokers, man. I don't foresee them happening. Maybe next year when you have a new system. But I'm still sticking to my guns, man. I still believe if Nintendo does a Pro, it's gonna be a Pro. It's gonna be a two model Pro. It's gonna be a Pro Lite and also a Pro OLED. And I think that Pro Lite is gonna be OLED as well. So I'm telling you, I think mark my words, just like they did the new 3DS. Remember the new 3DS XL and they had the little small one? They both was dope. I think Nintendo does that. Good question though. Oh, Quaid, let me get you on the board. I don't think I did already. Okay. Where am I? Oh, it switched on me. Okay, there we go. All right. Got you on the board. All right. Well, we got 11 people on the board tonight. That's all right. We good. We good. GT said you can play all your old Switch games on Nintendo Online Expansion Pack. Only $50 extra per year. Light Pro is the only reason there would be a price drop. They are greedy. They greedy, man. They want SOC. What's going on, my guy? Let me get you on the board. SOC is on the bill. We're up to 12. SOC says hello to everyone. Don't worry, we're simultaneously broadcasting also on Twitch this evening. So if you would get on the board twice as nice, you can also say what up though on your Twitch account at Gaming Dad 1906. Once again, that's Gaming Dad 1906 on Twitch. If you want to join over there as well and get on the board twice, 2 chances to win tonight. Alex says, if there is a Switch Pro, is it as big as the Steam Deck? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think I think with the OLED, this current OLED screen, it's no reason to go bigger than that form factor. The only thing I would like to see different is maybe the Joy-Cons get a little beefier. I think we will have a beefier system more than a how to say it, more than a like a longer system. But no, they wouldn't do that. They would get clowned. But if they did, that bad boy better come with the performance. Now that'll be something. They had a Nintendo Switch that big, that huge, and had like super. So gave me that your alpha. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1906. ZB, the 333rd chapter of Alpha, Fair State University. Ice Tray, your boy Gaming Dad. Yes, sir. All right, good people. Let's get over to the next story. We talked about them MPT sales. It wasn't too good. Did anybody pick up Mario versus Rabbids? Because they always got a patch. Did anybody in the chat? I want to know somebody's opinion on this game because I did not. I did not pick it up. Even though it's got an 8 out of 10. I wonder what's the Metacritic score on this game. Quake says, what's your honest opinion on Metroid Prime Remake that has been previously rumored? You know what? I think out of anything that did not get announced from the last Nintendo Direct, I think this one right here is probably the one that kind of like, if I can say hurt that wasn't revealed because I was like really, really looking forward to Metro Prime. Just to be able to have it in handheld mode, I just thought that like on this OLED screen, I just thought it was going to be phenomenal. And for that not to happen and still not hear nothing and November is approaching, I don't know. I don't know what Nintendo does. You know what? Is there a possibility that we get another Direct before Christmas? I doubt that too. But it would be nice if Nintendo just said, "Hey, you know what? We forgot. But here it is." You know, I would be all about that. That would man. That would make my Christmas right there. I like to buy games, and I like to buy like one game that I won't open. And right now, I hate to say it, but God of War is gonna be that game that I do not open until Christmas. And I gotta do my best to avoid spoilers because it's gonna be out there. I might watch some reviews of it, but that's about it. I gotta have that. I gotta have at least one game that I open up and play like all day on Christmas. I'm like, my kids are big enough now. I don't need to really set up nothing for them. So, but I gotta have just one game. Cause on Christmas I'm like, man, they gotta leave me alone. I don't want to do nothing. I want my breakfast brought to me. I'm gonna chill all day because I work a lot. See, I tried, but my local GameStop is sold out. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Candy? Oh, okay, you're talking about the game. Okay, good. Alex says, I picked it up, but I have yet to play. I have a huge backlog. Listen, man, Alex, man, I think we all in the same boat, man. Guerrilla Tactics, man, he gets on my head about not finishing games. He gets, man, listen, out of anybody, but I can't, it's not like I can come back. I don't have a good comeback. He right. He right. I buy games, man, because you know what? I just like buying games. And I'm like, oh man. It's right. The Nintendo Switch, this generation is gonna run out and I'm still gonna have games that I have not opened or played. That's gonna be crazy, right? One day I'll get it in. That's why I like the Steam Deck. It's like, all right, it's in my library. I'll get to it eventually. I'll get to it eventually. Yeah, but I really would like to, see, I need to watch some more reviews. I need to watch some reviews, but just wanted to find out if anybody else checked it out besides myself. Let's look at some Japan sales. Japan 3 still number one. Dang, that bad boy done sold 3 million copies just in Japan. That game came out what? Last month? 3 million? One. Listen, I'm telling you, when the Nintendo sales come out, it would not surprise me that Splatoon is right around, if not surpassed, 10 million. That's my number. I'm calling it right there. In Japan, they only got one game that's not Nintendo in the top 10. Golly. Man, look at that. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. It's still selling. It's at 5 million. One region. Crazy. Nintendo Switch Sports. Well, it hasn't reached 1 million yet, but it's getting there. I think, you know what? In hindsight 22, Nintendo Switch Sports is not doing as well as it should. It's because the Nintendo got to get out of releasing these games as incomplete. I'm telling you, I think that's a bad business move for Nintendo. Is releasing games that when you get them, they gotta have these huge updates, and then you constantly dragging it along. That's another reason why Mario Strikers is not selling very well. Why? That's one reason why I didn't buy it, because it's not complete. And you sold a pretty much incomplete game with no modes. It's like, you know what? Once I get done playing it, it's like, man, so I'm so glad I didn't pick that game up. And that's saying something when I'm like, I don't want to pick up a Nintendo first party game. Baz YT says, I can't wait to play Resident Evil Village DLC. So hyped for that. I know, man. I'm just hyped. I'm hyped one day that I'll play Resident Evil Village. You know what? I might just need to. When basketball season over, being the head coach was a lot more than I expected. I'm telling you, I was like, man, I'm all over the place. But yeah, when basketball season over for me, then I'm gonna dig into Resident Evil. I promise. All right, let's see what else we got going on. All right, let's look at the hardware sales. Okay, so all right, so now we talked about earlier about Nintendo sales, right, over in the US. Now let's just take a quick peek at the Nintendo Switch sales over here in Japan. Now you look at the OLED and the PS5. You know what? PS5 is catching them. You know what? But I remember when Nintendo, they was steady, even during the height of the pandemic. There was a steady $60,000, but 60,000 units being shipped, and that was on the low end. This is the first time that I can remember that it's been. Okay, let's count them all up first. Let's see. So we got that's 43,000. That's still below the 60. There was like steady 60, between 50 and 60. So now it's dipped below 40. It's gonna raise back up come November, December, and then it's gonna drop off like a ton of bricks. Boy, I watch. I'm telling you, them sales in Japan. I mean not Japan, but January is gonna be horrendous, and they're gonna drop off like a torpedo. Pew. But they did sell 11 PS4s. Shout out to PS4. Get them a hand clap one time. 11. 1-1. Let's see. Xbox Series X 469. Get them. Switch Lite. Let's see. Okay, so look at the sales of the Switch Lite. 14. Listen, a new system is coming. I'm telling you, a new system is coming. If Nintendo was really smart, they would have dropped that bad boy this Christmas. Let me ask y'all a question. Would you be mad? Would you be mad if Nintendo came out in November, so we got a new system dropping December 2nd? Would you be mad if Nintendo was like, we got a pro model coming December the 2nd? See you at the store. It would be glorious. I would be so happy. Oh man, I would be so about that move. I think that would be phenomenal. Gigi said, would be crazy. It would be absolutely crazy. It would be, oh my goodness. I would be like, man, let's get it. My kids' Christmas list would change abruptly. I can tell you that, right? My kids would be like, Daddy, this is the plan. Steve Viv says, yeah, I'll be mad. So 2 or 3 OLED just came out, and a Pokemon OLED is coming in November. The Switch is still killing it, unbelievable. I mean, even with those numbers, yeah, but I'm telling you, it's about momentum, and right now they're kind of losing that momentum. Butterknife says, waiting for Mario plus Rabbit Sparks. Her hope price drop for spring break. It will probably be $20 or $30 by then. Yeah, listen, You right. You right. Listen, that's why I'm not even. That's another. What's going on, CT? That's another game that's like, man, I got to see a sale because I'm not jumping on right aboard. Let me put some people on the board that just jumped on in. Butternocks in the building. I'm gonna be up late tonight, man. I have nothing to wear tomorrow. I gotta wash clothes. I gotta do some work for my other job, and then on top of it, man, I might be getting a new student in my class tomorrow. So I gotta go to this stupid meeting in the morning. So I need to stop that. But I do. I gotta go to this meeting in the morning, and I don't feel like it. Like, man, I'm probably gonna get this kid that I'm about to be slamming everywhere because you know what? Their kids come to my classroom. They always think they tough. They do, man. They coming in, man, like like you ain't gonna do nothing. And then when I do something, then they want to be like, I'm not resisting. I'm telling on you. Because in my classroom, if a kid get out of pocket, if a kid is trying to harm himself or harm someone else or harm me, I can restrain them. And I put them down. I put them real quick, real fast. I try my best to be as gentle as I can, but you know what, man? These kids, man, this generation, man, they swear they tough, but they really soft as some saltine crackers. Steve M says Nintendo probably trying to clear out them OLED switches with a Pokemon edition. Then make a new model after that. Okay, so this is the reason why I know Nintendo's probably going to win November. It's because of Pokemon. Pokemon and a new Pokemon Switch model. If they advertise it properly, it's going to sell. Boy, that thing is going to sell. But this is a good question. You know what? For the last, I don't know, 5 years, Nintendo has had their Christmas bundle with Mario Kart. Do you think Nintendo changes from that? Do you think Nintendo changes the format and put a different game in there? If so, what game would that be? I don't think they changed nothing. I think because Mario Kart is selling like, I think they're going to package it in. They're going to give them 3 months of the Nintendo expansion pass with all the DLC carts, and they're going to keep pushing that train, buddy. Everybody, CT, shout out to CT. Everybody get CT some love in the chat. Representing that Chi-Town in the building. So these salesmen is crazy. Crazy. I just thought this was a nice little. How much would you pay for a real life Mario Kart? Oh, this on the age 3? I wouldn't pay nothing for that thing. I don't even know. I will buy one for my kids. And man, get out there and get a big wheel. I thought that was like for a big adult. That's not. It's for some kid. Get out of here. Okay, so this is There we go. Still sticking with the same theme from earlier. These are the sales in the UK. Hey, we got PS5 number 1, Xbox Series X number 2, Nintendo Switch number 3. Now, when the last time have you heard Nintendo Switch number 3? When the last time you heard Xbox beat out Nintendo Switch? I haven't. I can tell you I have not. So when these things start to happen, that means Nintendo's losing momentum, and best believe something's on the rise. I'll tell you sooner than later, because these sales is not. They're gonna improve for a hot second, and they're gonna fall off a cliff. You watch January's numbers, like the middle of January, because you're gonna get some people that are still gonna buy a Switch that right after that first week, but that second week in January, third week, I mean, it's gonna be like 20,000 in Japan, and they're gonna have to drop something. Hold on, let me open up this story. Let's see if they had the numbers. Okay, I know about the video. I want to see. Okay, let's look at the video game numbers in the UK. Dang, Grand Theft Auto 5 number 2? What the? Splatoon 3 number 4, same as the US. Last of Us Part 1, same as the US. Same road. Red Dead Redemption. God, it must have been a sale or something. Mario Kart 8 number 9, Nintendo Switch Sports number 10. Golly, Grand Theft Auto, boy. I'm glad I never got caught up into that mess. I can see myself adding an extra $10 or $15 to that game. If it is, I'm sorry, I keep hitting the button. It says the charts are in for the biggest gaming market in Europe, the UK, for the month of September, and hardware sales were booming, up 41%. Sony's PlayStation 5 remains the best-selling console in the UK during 2022. Xbox Series X and S came in at number 2 in September, and the Nintendo Switch family of systems was third. Dang, so all of them together was third. The best family video game proved to be FIFA 22 from EA Sports, which is always a heavy hitter throughout the continent. Sadly, Nintendo doesn't reveal its eShop download data, but in terms of physical sales, Splatoon 3 was the second best-selling game of the month. Okay, mate. But I'm telling you, listen, if we step back and look at it from all three major regions, UK, US, Japan, where Nintendo is dominant, they've all had big cutoff, big slights in their sales, and so be on the lookout. I tell you, matter of fact, I would, if Nintendo loses November, I'll tell you, we hear about a new Switch in January, and that I'm on everything. If they lose November and this, matter of fact, if they lose November and December, we get a direct in January. The reason why, the stockholders are not going to go for that. They're not going to lose money. They're not. I'm telling you, you're going to hear a new Switch. It will be a new direct in January. You let Nintendo do not win the console war in November and December. I have spoken. Okay, we talked about this earlier. I'm not going over this. Platinum Games. Sony PS5 bundle with God of War Ragnarok is a perfect gift this Black Friday. I need to start checking Black Friday sales too, cause it's about that time. What is this? Cause you know what? Thanksgiving's a month away. Christmas Eve is 2 months away, people. 2 months. We're gonna be talking about. We're gonna be talking about chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Sonic Prime. Dang, I just read a story about Sonic Prime. That should be coming real soon too onto Netflix, right? Let's see. Okay, before I get into that, this is sad. But I knew this was coming because the people they hired to kind of be like personalities on the show were stupid. It's like I didn't like none of the people that were on there. It's like, oh man, like who did the recruiting for these characters? Like who sat down and said, "Oh man, you'll be perfect. You'll be perfect." Like man, some of the people they had were like bums, and I was just like, nah. I watched it. I tried to watch it for one little bit, and I was like, I was like not a fan. So rest in peace, G4. You had a good run. It's seen Sonic Prime arise on Netflix on December 15th. Wow. December 15th. So that gives, listen, I tell you right now, my son is going to eat this up. My kids, they love Sonic. I love Mario. They love Sonic. That is me and my oldest son, we bought that Mario life, but my other son and my daughter, she bought Mario too, but my two other sons, they is like Sonic is like everything. December 15th on Netflix. Should be interesting. I think I might check it out. Poor Gotham Knights. Has anybody played it? It can't be that bad. 30 frames per second is not that bad in an action game. it is extra bad when you get it's bad like on games that's really really fast paced. Like a racing game at 30 frames per second, it really sucks. But when it's 60 frames per second, it's nice and smooth. Like NBA 2K at 60 frames per second is nice and smooth. It says it won't have a performance mode, so it is what you get. I just wonder, like, and then there's no, you should have had a better game knowing it wasn't no Batman. Now I don't know if we talked about this last week. We might have. Was it the 16th? Yeah, we might talk about this last week. But you know what, man? The more and more I see this bad boy, I'm like, man, I'm more inclined to try this than the Logitech one, um, because that Logitech one, man, it got dissed hard. I mean, like real hard. Like what was they thinking? Hard. But this right here is a little bit more intriguing because of the size of it. It looks a little bit more well built. I like the little kind of like attachable switch standpoint. And then you can download games natively to the unit. So I don't know. I don't know how this works. This one right here is going to be very very interesting. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not buying no cell service for it. It says the Razer Edge is the latest device from the popular gaming company, and while its gaming handheld, is particularly an Android tablet with removable controllers. A few years ago, Razer dabbed into the smartphone market with a few gaming smartphone following its acquisition of NetBit. Wow, I remember NetBit. Can't remember. I just remember that company's name. A tech startup. That's why I remember. Its first phone, the Razer phone, was the first smartphone to launch with a 120 hertz refresh rate. Yeah. So the only thing about this thing here, I'm gonna read. This is the price of it. The device was powered. Oh, this is the old device. I'm talking about the new. The old device was $1,000. I'm talking about what's how much is the new one? And it's supposed to have a 5G version. Okay, it says the variant would have an eSIM support for sub 6 gigahertz, and millimeter wave 5G. The Razer Edge will start at $399 for the Wi-Fi edition. Now, see, I might pay with the Wi-Fi edition. See, but I'm gonna tell you this is where they're going wrong at. This should have launched at Christmas, before Christmas. You're running into next generation Switch territory, and you're not going to survive. I don't care what you're offering. They're not going to survive once that new Switch drops. When that new Switch drops, I would guarantee that at least 40 million current Switch owners will upgrade. Listen, I'm telling you, at least 40 million current Switch players are going to upgrade. Especially if it offers enough. And so by this system coming in at January, man, Nintendo kind of company, they petty. They must have had that announcement drop on their launch day and just kill all their whole dreams. All right, let's get up out of here. You know what? My son picked up this game and he likes it. He bought it. It's only $30 and he likes it. He plays it online all the time. But I think this is that new Dragon Ball Breakers game. I haven't seen him play it, but I know he plays a lot of it. That's all he's been talking about lately. Okay, yeah. So we talked about a lot of this last week. So like I said, not a whole lot of stories, but this is one right here that I'm like, man, listen. I have a Steam, like right now, I have a Steam Deck. And matter of fact, let's go back. Let's look to see how much these games cost and see if they listen. Let's see. It says a Resident Evil Village Cloud version comes out the 28th of August. Resident Evil 2 Remake comes out available on the 11th of November. But I can buy all these games natively. I can buy Resident Evil 2 right now for $11.99. Right now. On my Steam Deck, and it's native to the system. Look at these comments from this guy, whoever this V Jonathan, whatever his name is. He says, "I'm so glad I have an Xbox/Switch combo. I already own these games." Right. Cloud version of any games can F right off. Oh man, that is funny. Any cloud game is dead to me. Essentially does not exist. Wow. There are games far more graphical demanding than these old RE games that don't require cloud. Capcom is being lazy. I agree. Agree with that statement totally. I think Capcom is being lazy and they're just trying to acquire it. And this is an easy way for them to acquire money. If you only have a Switch and you want to play these games, this is your only option. That's because I have a Steam Deck. So I'm like, man, this is not my only option. And plus I own this game on Xbox, so I'm not rebuying this. So I recommend using a cheap Xbox One or Series S as a second console. No lagging and rare replay. Yeah, rare replay is pretty good, man. Oh, those comments is pretty funny, man. But yeah, oh man, what did this do? Yeah, so none of these games would get bought on my Switch. See what I'm saying? It's like you say cloud version, I'm like, never. Never ever. Ever, ever. Ever, 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 ever. Get on my level. If the 5 of you or 6 of you who are still playing Grand Theft Auto Trilogy on the Switch, you get a version 1.04.5 update on the Switch. Rockstar has released a fit update. Let's see what it says. Oh man, ain't nothing. Stability improving across 3 titles on the platform. Get out of here. Get out of here. Now I would have to say Grand Theft Auto is pretty good on the Switch. I would say that. All right. Well, good people, listen, man. This is gonna be a short day today. I'm trying to think what else. What else in my list? We talked about Resident Evil 5 remake, 4 remake. Let's go to. Let me go ahead real quick and this 4. I said Resident Evil 4 remake is around the same length as the original game. The original game is probably one of my top 5 games of all time. I can say that with confidence. I played it on the GameCube. It was phenomenal. I've bought it on so many other systems. I've bought it on the Wii. I've bought it on the Switch. It's just one of those games that it just never gets old. And to watch the video of the remake, man, I tell you, if you have not seen the video of the gameplay, you owe it to yourself if you are a Resident Evil fan. Even if you just a pure gaming fan, just to watch. It's just, oh man, I'm so ready to play this game. Way more excited than I was for Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil Village it still looks like a phenomenal game, but this right here, this particular style of Resident Evil, the third person is what I really truly live for. So I'm definitely more for third person Resident Evil guy than the first person. But man, this is a phenomenal. This is going to be a phenomenal game. Definitely. And I posed the question: if the game worth $70, because I'm such a fan, I'm a fanboy of this game. I would pay $70 for this game and wouldn't gripe about it. Not one bit. I think this game right here is remade like you want that game to be remade, and so to give them their due and pay the extra price for a premium product, I'm with that. Definitely with that. So in my opinion, it's definitely worth $70. But what do you think? All right, let's look into. I'm gonna check a couple more places before I jump out of here. Mm-mm-mm-mm. What? Hold on. It says Netflix, Ubisoft, Disney, Nintendo, and the nightmare media mergers we don't need. Oh, okay, this is not saying this is going to happen, but man, there's something to talk about. What if Nintendo and Disney merged? Oh man, that would be something. Could you imagine the Super Mario team, the Odyssey team making a Mickey Mouse game? I'm just saying, I'm just putting them things out there. Yeah, I like the fact that they're separate. I don't think they need to be together by any stretch of the imagination. But Netflix and Ubisoft, I think that's a terrible mixture. I don't think that go together. The Nintendo Disney one, that'll be the one I'd be like, that'll be worth watching. Just get a hope Disney don't ruin Nintendo. But no, that was definitely different than what I was looking for. Let's see. You know what? I believe Candy has one of these here, and I wanted one too when I first saw it because I think it's just so neat. To me, this is really like your X Cloud machine. I mean, I just likes that. I just like how it folds out. It's a really really nice device, but I haven't seen too many people have it. It's one of the things like what I wish more people had because if I was an Android user, I would have had this. This is the phone over any other phone that I probably would have had just because of its convenience. And it's like a book. Okay, let me get off of. All right, let me go down to PlayStation. See if anything I missed. It says Surface Duo equals mobile Xbox. And to me, that's how I would use it. All right, let's see if they show the pictures of. Oh, they don't show the pictures, man. So I'm not going. They don't show the pictures. I don't want to go over it. Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about. Here's when DualSense Edge Pro controller pre-orders go live in Australia. First of all, I don't care about the pre-orders. My issue is that this controller is $200. I'm gonna repeat. This controller, this PlayStation Super Pro DualSense Edge Pro Dual, whatever it's called, is $200. There's no way I'm paying $200 for this controller. Absolutely. And if you are the dummy that can't play with regular controllers and just gotta have this particular niche, well, go ahead, have at it. There's no way I'm paying that kind of money for a controller. Not this one. That. Nope. No. I don't. No. I don't even see the reason for this. But is anybody else? You know what? Matter of fact, it's in Australia. It goes on pre-order on the 25th, which is uh, it's probably like right now over in Australia. I don't know for sure. I don't know the time, but nope. This is one of the things that I'll pass. I don't care what. I don't take it $200, man. That's like either get the controller or get a Switch Lite. Well, man, the value is not there. I'll pass on that one. I'm trying to think. All right, good people. Listen, you know what? Because it's what time is it now? 9:44. Isn't that it? We have not been on super long like I usually is, but it's not a whole lot to talk about. And I'm searching for stuff now. And I don't want to be searching. So where's Nintendo? Yeah. I say wheel time. What do you say? Oh, that's right. Yes, so the DLC for Resident Evil Village is soon too. All right, I'm done. You done? I'm done. Let's get out of here, big people. All right, good people. Y'all know what the time of it is. You know, Steve Young, when he was our winner from last week, he still have not got his treats. The $10 each out card, but he'll get it tonight. And right along with our new winner, whoever that person may be. We got 14 people on the wheel still. My children didn't even chime in this week. Shame on them. That's all right. We'll keep rolling. You know how we do. My dog going crazy because he hear my voice. He be wanting to get in here and just tear up stuff because he want to be around me. But like I said before, if your name is picked first, you get the Peter Griffin sound tones. And without any further ado, let's get this party rolling. Boop. Wheel time. Mail this. And the geeky. It might be Bazit though. It might be Bazit. Woo, so close, Geeky. So close. Geeky jumped on and said wheel time, and before you know it, she was in the hunt to get her head chopped off. Bazit YT is off the board, ladies and gentlemen. See you later, my brother. You are out of here. Let's keep it rolling. Who's up next to catch the flex? And it will be my brother from another mother. SOC is out of here. Oh man, look at Colton James, man. Where you been at, man? I just started the wheel, man. You late, man. You are late, my brother. So here we go again. God almighty. Y'all show Colton James some love in the chat. I hate that you made it at least I go a little longer, but tonight, man, not a whole lot of news. So I'm not gonna hold people hostage. But and the beat goes on. Who's up next to catch the flex? And it will be our first loser tonight. CMG. Give us CMG, ladies and gentlemen. You lose. CMG is off the board. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Bazawati says, OMG, first time I've been first off the board. Yeah, that is a first. You are correct. We're down to 11. Who's up next to get blown off the board? And it will be Grilla Tactics. See ya. But you out of here. We're down to 10. But who's going to win? And it's up. Oh, just like candy. Ow. KP. See ya. All right, we keep it rolling. What did the sheep say? Quake 311. Candy sound like that angry sheep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to 8. Who's up next for the next date? With that loser circle, and it's gonna be CT Chi-Town. You are out of here. Chi-Town out of here representing. All right, good people, down to 7. We'll keep it rolling. Butter nog is rolling. Goodbye.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose.
Good day, sir. We're down to 6. Who is our next loser? It will be, we missed you last week, but you got to go. Geeky Chick is our next loser.
Lose.
She's out of here. Down to 5. Who's going to be alive? Ladies and gentlemen, our winner tonight will be D1 is our winner tonight, but
Psych. Better luck next time. Slugheads.
Man, that psych is so funny. So funny. D1 off the board, came in close. Look, your boy Gaming Dad for the first time ever in the quad factor. I'm going to say trifecta, but it's quad. I'm in the final 4. Yeah, Gaming Dad, Steve M. So I really am in the trifecta because Steve M won last week, can't win this week, and it will be Samantha. Let me write now if I win, who I give it to. All right, I'm gonna write the name down right here. If I win, I'm giving it to this person here. I wrote their name down. And now we continue. Final 4. Who's up next? And it looks like it's going to see, listen, I jinxed myself. Gaming Dad is out of here.
Next time. Slugheads.
So if I won tonight, I was going to give it to D1. D1 was going to be my recipient of the $10 eShop card. I wrote his name. Let's see. Right. Oh, you can see it right there. D1 was going to be our winner tonight if I would have won. But since I am off the board, but believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, it's only 2 people that can win. Because Steve M won last week, so he's going to get his eShop card tonight. So it's between Samantha Dub and Alex. Who's up next to catch the flex? Let me get my sound effects accordingly. I think I'm going to blow the next one off the board. Let's go. My dog is going crazy. So I lose twice. You do lose twice. Oh, man. Alex, man, is off the board. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner tonight will be Samantha Dub. She will be our winner, but for the game's sake, let's just see if Steve M. name is pulled twice in a row. Let's go. And oh my goodness, our winner tonight is Samantha. Is our winner because Steve won last week, but Steve would have won twice back to back. Kids, give it up for Samantha, everybody. Samantha is our winner. Samantha, all you gotta do, you know what you gotta do? You got to send me the message. Get on your Twitter, be just like Steve M and say, Gaming Dad, man, great show. But where my money? That's all you gotta do. Gaming _Dad 3 on Twitter, Gaming Dad 3 on Instagram, Gaming Dad 0 on TikTok. Either one of those places, just become a member, follow me, shoot me a message, and then let me know, and I get it to you. D1 says, yay. Candy says, congrats, Samantha. Good people. It was a short go this week, but it was still entertaining. I still had a good time. And I hope you did too. Steve, I'm going to go out to I think my wife is back. She shouldn't be out there too long, but I'm going to go out here and get this card to you, Steve, and send this card to you tonight. And Samantha, all you got to do, don't forget, send me that message on one of my platforms, and I will get that card to you. This is your boy, Gaming Dad. I pray to God be with you guys, man. I pray that he just kind of just covers you guys this week and cover your children and the friends your children hang around and your endeavors in life going forward this week. I pray, Lord, that he bless you guys with some prosperity and he continues to, allows you to come back and enjoy this great show next week. This is your boy, Gaming Dad, giving all praises to God. And have yourself a wonderful, wonderful week in great fashion like I always like to do. And the great Don Cornelius from Soul Train. Peace, love, and soul.